Hi there, this is Linda, and in this video, I'm putting together the week of September 19th through 25, 2022 in my Project Life album. For this week, I'm going to be using Freckled Fawn in the September kit. So Freckled Fawn is a brand that has actually been around for a while, and I used to subscribe to them years ago when they used to do embellishment only subscriptions. I moved on from this brand a long time ago because I had moved more towards using papers and cards, which they did not include in their kits. But now I'm back using this brand, and I have joined their creative team. And their kits are so much fun because you get to build your own kit using the pieces or the size papers and things that you want. So you can get the pocket cards if you want. You can get 12 by 12 papers. You can get traveler's notebook size. There's a whole bunch of options that you can do over on their site to build your own kit. So I have a collection here that is personalized for me. Everything coordinates in the month, but these are the things that I chose to get, which includes the pocket cards, the 12 by 12 papers, and an assortment of the embellishments. So I'm going to go through and use this kit in telling this and documenting this week. Before I go through the kit though, what I'm going to do is lay out my photos because that gives me an idea of how many cards I need on this spread and kind of where I want to tell the specific stories. So I didn't have a ton of 4x6 photos this week. I just had, a handful. So I am going to have to fill some 4x6 pockets, but I think I'm going to do that with some of my 3x4 cards. Or 3x4 photos. I have a lot of 3x4 photos, too many actually. So I think what I'm going to do is put these two together because they kind of go together and make that a 4x6 pocket like that. And then I might also put another one in a 4x6 pocket. We'll see. For now, I'm going to leave this as kind of my starting point when I go through the products. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through the 3x4 cards. So it comes with 2 of each card, and then they're reversible. So you can use both sides or you can use one side twice. So I kind of just have them here. I'm not going to flip them because I think I have them so you can see both sides. So I love the stripes. So I think I'm going to maybe use that for some journaling. This one would be good for journaling too, but maybe. I like this one. See, I feel like that is a good base to put something on top of, but I don't think I want to use this spread. Scissors aren't really relevant for this spread, but something I could use a lot. This is just a good basic journaling card, but I don't think I'm going to need that one. We'll see. These flowers, I do really like that. I think that's super pretty. This is really cute, but doesn't go with what I have going on in this spread. And then this one for sure for journaling. So I think that those are the cards I'm going to use across for journaling, although I do also really love this one. So I might want to, I might not want to use this one. So I'm trying to think like what are the stories that I'm going to want to tell. But I'm going to just put those like that for now. And some of these might be super cute to like cut up too to use. So I'm going to keep that in mind and put these cards to the side and dig through the papers next. So the papers are the same where you get 2 of each one and they're double-sided. So you can use the one side multiple times or you can use one of each. So I really love the pencil theme for September, but this spread that I'm working on is later in September and I don't actually have any school stories, although I do have an apple. And I have my Hobonichi. This one, for some reason, like this reminds me of like DNA or something, right? It's super cute though. So I think I might like this one as a potential for my title card. I'm going to put this one aside as the repeat. This one I feel like you need to do a larger layout, so I'm going to save that. This one is good for stripes for journaling, so I think I might use that as one of my 4x6 cards. I love this pattern, so I'm going to keep that one. Put this one to the side. This pattern is super fun too. This reminds me of like Spanish tile. I'm going to keep that too and then put this one to the side. The lines, I think these ones are too small for journaling on, so they'd be a good base, but I'm not going to use it on this spread. So let's see, I have a lot of pinks here, which I really love. I feel like that just kind of goes with a lot of the photos I have, kind of pull out pinks. But I need to kind of come up with what I want to do with these spots before I start cropping stuff down. So I think I do want to use this one because I can journal on these stripes. So I'm going to do that and crop that one down as a starting place. So I'm just cutting this to a 4x6. I'm going to put the extra pieces back over with the rest of the kit to use in another project. And that gives me a spot for some journaling. And then I definitely need one of these for my title card. And then I'm thinking though, that because I did really like this one, but I'm not sure I have enough stories because I have to remember I'm journaling on here. So I'm thinking, this is where it takes me a while to think. And then I feel like you guys are just sitting there wondering, what am I doing, right? This feels so busy right here with this many photos. So I'm considering maybe putting something here as like a filler. So let's see. Kind of want, like the You Did It, I feel like, because it's kind of like I survived this week, right? Which this week was super rough. You know what would be super cute is to kind of make my own collage like this. So that's what I'm gonna do. But the question is, which one of these papers do I want to use? I think I want to use this like Spanish tile one. I'm not sure I explained that very well, but you guys will see as I pull it together what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna cut this one. To a 4x6 card. And then, so I just have this like random selfie that I took during the week. It was like a Snapchat filter. Snapchat was like suggesting I use this filter. So I'm actually gonna switch that. And then I'm gonna put this right here like with it because this was just kind of like a rough week. And then I think I will journal about how this was a rough week on this card right here. And then I think I'll use like the scissors here as like a filler. And it doesn't really matter to me that that's not super like relevant. Like I wasn't cutting something, I was doing crafting and stuff this week. So I think it's cute. Actually, I kind of feel like, should the scissors be facing up though? I think they should, right? And the colors coordinate so well across the whole kit that I'm super happy with how that looks. Okay. So this, I'm going to journal about how this was a rough week. And here I'm going to do like my bullet points that I do of like various stories. Trying to think like what were the big things this week. I ran a lot of errands this week. So maybe I'm trying to think like what wants to go, what do I want to put on here versus there? And I do actually need to do my title card. So I'm going to think about that too. I think I'm going to go with this one because this one is so pretty, but it's a solid. And these are all like solid colors. So I want the white next to them. If this was a white card, then I would probably, like if this one was here, then I would probably want like the solid color. Does that kind of make sense from like when I'm trying to design how I want things to be laid out, I'm looking not only for coordinating colors, but I'm also looking for like where the white is and the white. So there's kind of like two things. I'm looking for the white space, which is like open area. I'm also looking for actual white, like the color white, because I like my spreads to be very white. I know some people don't like white. They like maybe using like a cream or something as their neutrals. I like white. So I want there to be that bright white. So like when I'm looking at here, I see there's white here, here, here. And then these two photos have a lot of white in them, and that keeps this, it balances out all the darker colors. On this side, I've got these with the white, and then there's some white back here. And then like this photo, and this photo have white on them. These two next to each other is pretty dark, so I think I'm gonna switch those two like that, and it kind of balances the color a little bit more. So I think I like that. Now I'm gonna look through the rest of the kit and kind of see what else I've got here to work with. I'm just gonna take it out of my tray here. So there are these cute wood veneer pencils. I don't know that I'm going to use them in this spread though, because like I said, and these are crayons and pencils. I'm not really doing a ton of crafting. I mean, there is some here, but I think I'm gonna save those. Here's the chipboard. I do love a lot of these pieces, and I think that these would be super cute. A lot of these are kind of like a back to school theme, and there's not really a back to school theme, again, like I said, for what I'm working on this week or for my photos, but some of these things I think could still be super cute, like the September. I think I want to use that. I'm just gonna pull this off here for my title. And then like this take note one is super cute, or the arrow. Some of these I think I will definitely use in embellishing. The puffy hearts, I think I will use these for bullets on there, because I mean, those are just adorable. Label stickers, I mean, who doesn't need those on their spread? So this kind of gives me an opportunity to add a little bit more of the story to some of these photos. But instead of starting with that, I'm going to start with my journaling on these photos, because I don't want to run out of stuff to fill these. So I'm gonna do all my journaling cards and then add words to photos. There's also this washi tape. I like the washi tape coming on these strips like this, because then you have these coordinating ones, but you don't have this strip, this roll that's gonna last you forever. But there's still like 2 sheets, so you've got enough here. I'm trying to think, like, so it would be super cute to maybe put something like this on here as like a base, but I'm not sure that that it needs it. Or maybe this yellow one. I will think about that. Then you got these alphas, and then there's all these wood veneer alphas, and these are so fun. And I know I'm gonna use these on another project, but I might use some here too. I'm gonna think about it. But now I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on fast forward. I have a general plan of what I'm gonna do and get this spread put together.
Okay, so as usual, I'm starting with my title card. This kit came with these label stickers, and there's one long one across the bottom. So I thought that would be perfect to put the dates on. And I was going to draw a little line between them, but I decided to use one of the puffy hearts from the kit. Say hi to Pumpkin. And then I used this chipboard piece from the kit that says September to title it. Even though my rolling date stamp does have the month on it, I like to use monthly embellishments on my title card just to kind of, highlight what month it is. So because this is a label sticker sheet that I have never used before, I tested out my 3 pens on the top there. What I tested out was a Sharpie, a thin Sharpie, a Belen, which is from Zebra, and a Sharpie pen, roller ball pen, not like the regular Sharpie, but the actual pen. And it turned out that, those labels are kind of smooth surface, and the Sharpie and the blend dried perfectly fine. The Sharpie pen, I think it would eventually dry, but it seemed like it was going to take a long time. When I went back over and smudge it, and you can see I'm waiting quite a bit before I test them out, it still smudged a little bit. So I didn't want to use that pen, and I end up using the blend, which I will link those pens below. They are my current favorite pens. I absolutely love them. They do have a 0.7 tip though, so they are a little bit thicker, and I'm using it right here for my journaling. But they just write so smooth. So if you like gel pens and that quickly dry, this is a great one. So here I'm doing some of my journaling. I actually pulled out my Tombow Fudenosuke pen. I don't know how to say that, and I will link those below as well. But I used that to kind of create a title there. I picked some of those up because I'm going to be using them in my planner more next year. I had done a lot of hand lettering in the past and kind of got away from it. And now that I picked up a Hobonichi for next year, I am planning to kind of get back to it a little bit. So I pulled it out and thought it would be fun to add a little bit of interest to some of my journaling. And now I'm really just going through and doing the journaling for my entire spread. As I mentioned in my intro, I like to do all of my journaling at once because it really, that way I can make sure that I tell all the stories that I want to tell, that I don't have extra journal cards with nothing to say, and I don't have run out of journal cards and still have stuff to say. So in this spread, I really didn't have a ton to say, but I wanted to include a lot of the journal cards from the kit because they were super cute. So I, on this card, decided to create a card that just kind of highlighted what I was watching this week. I watched a movie, which I actually watched in 3 separate segments because I kept running out of time to go do other things. So I would pause it and come back to it later. And then I watched 2 different TV shows during the week. So I made a note of those things on this card here. And I thought that was just kind of a fun way to document what was currently going on and just tell a little bit extra story. Then I'm going back to my sticky note here where I have all of the stories that happened this week, and I'm crossing off the things that I've already told because you can see I have 2 journaling cards left, and I wanted to keep in mind what stories I still needed to tell before getting to these cards. So this 4x6 one here, I added some coordinating puffy hearts from the kit onto it. And I'm going to create bullet points to tell some stories. But first, I'm going to journal on this one, a little bit of a longer story. And this card says, take note, and has that pencil on it. And I'm putting it right next to that picture of my new Hobonichi cousin. And I'm journaling about setting up my planners for 2023 and that I just picked this up and that kind of, story, which was something that was really going on this week and throughout the week. I missed it earlier when I was talking about my Hobonichi, that card in the top left of the right-hand side there. I created a little photo collage with a selfie of me. And I cut out the piece of one of the 3x4 cards that says you did it to create a little bit of a title for it. This was a super rough week for me emotionally. I think a lot of you know I've been going through a lot recently. And although my life is generally pretty great, I was having a bit of a rough week and a few things happened. Not things that I necessarily wanted to get into in my project life, but I just kind of wanted to highlight that this was a rough week. So I journaled about that on that card with the flowers, and then that you did it with the selfie, I think really paired nicely with it. You saw there that when I went over to the label stickers, I tested out the pens and decided to go ahead and use this blend. And I am putting labels onto a lot of my photos and adding one little embellishment on it and then journaling just a little bit more of the story to go with the photo. This is a photo of my daughter's front window of her car. There she's got like a line of stuffed animals right there. And when she first got her car, she put a stuffed animal in it. And now her car has collected like 20 stuffed animals. So I told that little story right there. And I probably will do a larger project telling that story for her scrapbook album as well. On this card, this is a photo of her getting her oil changed for the first time in her car. And instead of just adding the puffy sticker on there, I decided to cut a little piece of the washi tape and just add a little bit of layering. And I really love how that turned out. I kind of wish I had done it on the other label stickers as well, but I didn't. That's okay. They still look cute with the puffy stickers. And then that one in the top right, I put one of the chipboard pieces onto the label sticker. And you guys know that I like to mix it up and not always do the exact same embellishment cluster, but something similar. Then I'm going back with my Tombow Funisuki pen and adding a little bit of a title here that says stories from my week on that card, just to kind of bring in that element on another card. Then I'm going to call this spread done. I'm slipping all of the cards into the pocket, just trimming them as needed. And that's it. This spread came together really quickly, thanks in large part to this kit being super color coordinated and all the pieces working really well together. If you are interested in the Freckled Fawn kits, I'm going to link them below. As I said, I have recently joined their team and I get a small commission if you click on my link. And so I really would appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. And if you like this, please let me know.